So majority of the
This is what I experienced when I was 17. At that time, I was in good shape because I mastered many sports, such as boxing and wrestling.
I'm gonna be right back.
Hey guys, my name is Alan. Today I want to tell you about my job. The only job I've ever had in my life, and for sure, one of the most dangerous jobs there is. I'm a truck driver. I'm sure you can imagine how difficult my job is and why it's so dangerous. I have to drive the truck for many hours, almost always without sleep and in a hurry, and to make it worse, in the dark. Apart from the fear of crashing or falling asleep at the wheel, people always ask me if I have any stories to tell, if I saw any ghosts or any strange occurrences while driving that endangered my life. Fortunately for them, I always have a story to tell them. I may not have fought any ghosts or beings from another planet, but this was a real danger. A danger that you, I, and anyone else may have experienced. That night, I was driving with my companion, Randy, a fellow I'd known my whole life, who decided to accompany me on his day off. Randy had just gotten divorced, and since he had no kids, he didn't have much to do. He was a good man, nice, pleasant, and entertaining, but he did talk his head off.
Hey, are you sure you don't want to stop for a drink? I'm driving, Randy. You know I can't have anything to drink. Well, at least have a coffee and I'll have a beer. We did that at the last stop. Are you trying to sabotage me? You're technically competition. Hey, look at that.
As I looked out the window, I could see a large number of police cars passing me. They seemed to be in a hurry, as if looking for someone.
Be careful. Maybe they're coming for you. For me. In any case, they were coming for you. Surely you didn't murder your ex-wife while you were drunk. Nah, she's more likely to murder me. I should be worried. I hope you have a good lawyer. Hey, there's some trees here. Can you stop the truck? Why? I had too much beer, man. You know. Are you peeing yourself again? Yep. Okay, man. I guess I can stop driving for a while, too.
I stopped the truck, and Randy started to walk into the trees, getting more lost.
Randy, what are you doing? Have you become selective with the trees? I can't pee if you're looking at me. What makes you think I'd like to see you? I don't know, and I don't want to take the risk. Surely no one believes him when he says he's a truck driver.
Seconds passed, and Randy didn't come back. At first, I thought it was funny. He really should have been hanging on for a long time. But when the first minutes started to pass, I started to worry.
Hey, Randy? You there? You're gonna flood the forest. Hey, man, are you there?
Randy didn't answer me, and I started to worry. He wasn't drunk enough to pass out. He had barely been drinking, but maybe he ran into a wild animal or tripped and hurt himself on the trail. I grabbed my flashlight and went down to look for my friend. With the flashlight on, I walked into the forest. How far could he have gone?
Randy, where are you?
As if in answer to my call, I heard a voice coming from a tree. At that moment, I didn't realize that this voice didn't belong to my friend and that I should have never gone to her.
Over here.
I approached where the voice was coming from, and it belonged to a girl. She was against a tree, full of blood and scared. I rushed to her aid, but I saw a knife in her hands, and I took a step back.
Hey, lady, what happened to her? Are you hurt?
I couldn't help it.
What couldn't be helped? Do you need assistance? I can call an ambulance from here. The nearest hospital is several miles away.
I just couldn't help it. I'm sick of it. But when you see them, it's so tempting.
What are you talking about?
Without any difficulty, the girl stood up with the knife firmly in her hand and stared at me for the first time.
The police are out to get me, and I can't blame them. I know I'm doing something wrong, but I can't help it. I don't want want to kill anymore. But when I have someone in front of me, I just want to kill them.
Lady, you're scaring me. Put the knife down.
Nail my knife into his body. Feel his ribs break. The noise to the flesh when it's pierced. And the blood that starts coming out like a fountain of water.
Lady, you are not wounded. That's not your blood, is it?
I need to do it. One more time. One more time, and I promise this will be the last. I know I say this all the time, but I promise. With you, I will stop!
The woman lunged violently at me, but before she could thrust the knife into me, I grabbed her arm and threw her. She hit a tree, and with a huge smile, she ran into the forest, losing sight of me. Did she run away? No. She just didn't want me to see her so she could attack me again when I was unprepared. I could hear the sound of the grass, of the plants. She was close by. I ran to my truck, but on the way, I found something I didn't want to see. Randy's body was already lifeless in a tree. It was his blood running down the body of that crashed woman.
Randy, no!
Suddenly, I heard a noise in the grass near me. The woman lunges at me again with the knife in her hands, but filled with anger and sadness for my friend. I grab her hand again and stop her. We both struggled, but it was clear that I had the upper hand.
Look at my friend! Look what you did to him! You monster! He was a good man. Sure, he could stop you, and he didn't because you're a woman! I'm not that good!
I was about to pull the knife out of her, but without my expecting it, all my resistance ended when she kicked me in the crotch. I fell to the ground, exhausted and full of pain.
So you were a good person. I'm sorry. I didn't want to kill you. I always looked for a good person in my life. I'm sorry.
Was she talking to my dead friend? I got up to see what was going on, and when I did, I almost threw up. The woman was kissing Randy's corpse, while with her hand, she was still sticking the knife into him.
You're crazy! You're completely crazy!
Without paying attention to me, the woman's kisses turned into bites. I turned and ran as fast as I could, while from a distance, I watched as this woman ate my friend's face, only stopping to scream.
I'm sorry!
I got into the truck, and as I started it up, I called the police. That night, I never heard from her again. Shortly thereafter, the police contacted me to recognize my friend's body. Apparently, the police arrived very quickly. They were nearby as they were looking for Aurora, the girl who tried to kill me. When they arrived, she was still with Randy's body, eating it. When I talked with the police and told them the whole story, they were disgusted, but they weren't surprised at all. Apparently, this was the way she used to act. That same night, there were reports that she was seen where I made my last stop with Randy. She had gotten into the back of our truck and tried to get away, but the temptation to kill us came over her. The police told me that all the guilt she felt was acted out. She was a psychopath, incapable of emotion or empathy, but she loved to pretend she did. The only thing that was real about that encounter was her desire for human flesh, as she had vorophilia, a paraphilia that causes those who have it to feel the need to eat or be eaten by humans. The police tried to explain to me many other technicalities